Hello, today I'm going to do a series of short videos about creating something from the room you're maybe currently stuck in, isolated in. So here's a collage of my front room. I'll just show you a picture of that. So here we are, here's where I spend quite a bit of my time, sort of stuck in my front room there with my settee, laptop. Now what I did is that I did a very simple drawing with some felt tips. What you can see there is me using, I think, 4 colours. So I was really restricted with my colour palette. So there's the blue of the settee, which is kind of repeated on the laptop, the fawny colour, and then the red and orange stripes. And really that is it. So I want us to keep our colours very simple. And then from that, I've simplified it even more. And I'm going to show you how I did that. So here we go. So here we are. I've done the drawing here. What I want to do now is to create some painted coloured pieces that I can cut out in order to form this simplified collage. So what I'm doing is I'm exploring some combinations of colours here. Colours that are going to look really good together, and then when they're dry I can cut them out and create that little scene. So what I'm doing here, I've got some paints. Now these look kind of unpromising bits of ropey paints, and just because I think probably lots of you maybe have a few ropey looking paints left, but I just want to assure you that often with ropey looking paints there's a lot of paint in there, you can still do something great. So I was thinking firstly about that turquoisey colour for the settee and going into maybe greens for the plants and things. I then added a bit of red and I did that little combination just there, and I like that combination, so I might just stick with this bit of blue and that sort of reds, and it's the blue mix, so I'll show you that. I often do this, I often play around with little kind of strips of colour to see which ones I like, and I'll take it kind of from there. I won't use too many colours and I won't use too many combinations. I'll just hone in on a bit I like. So from there, on this scrap of paper, I've done lots of messing about with that turquoisey blue and the reds. And then I've gone to make some bigger pieces because I'm going to need some bigger bits for cutting out the settee and all of that. So I'm going to just continue on a bit with this to show you how I've done it. So on this little one here, this little sort of Koh-i-Noor little set of watercolours, quite cheap, I can get, that very, very kind of vivid, those come out very strong, those paints. So that's that very dark turquoisey colour. I then got this old block paints. Now I'm using just this bright red, but if I use that bright red mixed with that bright turquoisey colour, I get this almost black, which is great because it just combines so well with the red and with the turquoise. Can you see that makes a really nice combination, that dark. Often when you mix colours together, they just look great when you put them next to each other in a way that a whole different black or a different dark blue just wouldn't look so good. So the other thing I've used a kind of off-white here to add to them. So I get some sort of muted grey shades. So I'm going to mix that in that white there. And then I'm going to get that kind of muted grey shade. And because I've used the colours from my red and blue, so those are the only 2 colours really, it's that turquoisey blue and that red, and that's the only colours. To create all of these colours are just created from 2 colours plus white. So that's kind of exciting, I think. So, and from there you can then play around, you could make some little patterns on top, make them blur. You can do all sorts. This is a really nice thing to do. You can do this for hours. You see I've just made a nice little dotty dark blue bit with that sort of grey on top. Equally I could do some brighter red. Let's just add, look at that, so I can get good thing about using maybe two sorts of paints as well is that you'll get different sort of saturations, really, different boldness and opaqueness. I love that grey and that red together. I think, you know, that little combination there is really lovely. So I'm just enjoying how these paints look together. I'll just try some little crisscrosses of this red on top of the turquoise. It comes out really dark, but again, I quite like it. So here I've got myself my resources for making my collage. So I just love these colours together already. So I know the collage is going to look good whatever I do. And when they're dry, I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut them up and make them into a collage. Okay, see you in the next video.